Hello, my friends. So I welcome all of you, almost 113,000 star seeds, light workers, and wanderers to this session. And today I have channeled the Pleiadians to ask about very interesting topics. Firstly, the first question which I have asked about is Billy Carson had stated in one of the videos that about the missing years of Jesus. So I'll play a small clip over here.
When Jesus disappears out of the modern day Bible at the age of 12, where does he go? He ends up in Egypt. And so but he was there to learn the Egyptian mysteries, the ancient mysteries. From who? From Thoth the Atlantean. Then from there, he left and went to Tibet to learn Qigong and Reiki. And that was confirmed by the Dalai Lama. And then also he left from there and he went to India to learn the mystic arts, teaching reincarnation all the way back. The next thing Jesus and the God in the Bible says, I call my son out of Egypt. And then he appears riding in on the back of a donkey as a grown man.
And today we are going to find out the truth, whether that is the truth or not, and what happened in the missing years of Jesus as Pleiadians revealed in the session. Secondly, I've asked about the true meaning of seeing synchronous numbers, 1111. So many people, they ask, what is the meaning and what does it have to do with spirituality? So that is revealed in this session. As well as there is a recent news which is circulating around that they are planning to kill the Red Heifer. And there is a prophecy, I believe, it is in the Bible or also in the Quran. I believe that they have a prophecy that the killing of the Red Heifer will bring the last days. Okay, so we find the truth about this from the Pleiadians as well. And finally, I've asked about the difference between higher self, oversoul, and mind-body-spirit complex totality, because these concepts, we need to understand clearly, and it has been revealed in the session. And before the session begins, I want to say a big thank you to all of you who have joined on my Patreon, where I have around 500 plus channeling sessions, which are many a times censored. I cannot share on YouTube, and you can access them over there. And also for this month's Looking Glass event, we will have a meditation on my Patreon, which you can join the community by clicking the link in the description. Also, I want to say a big thank you to all of you who with your heart like this video, because your like is a service to humanity, and what you give unto others you will receive in a multiplied manner. So with that being said, enjoy the session, my friends.
We are the Pleiadians now, in communication through these channels, vibratory rhythms at this timeline, and we the Pleiadians shall state before answering the queries that are, beings who shall listen to our messages must understand and only accept those thoughts which resonate deeply within the sense of self. At this timeline, we must state that the great transition has begun, because the truth that is hidden from the peoples of your planets will be revealed more and more, and humanity will begin to move into the fourth density of love vibration, ushering in a new era of expanded consciousness and spiritual evolution. With regards to the queries pertaining to the aspects made by an entity named as Billy Carson about the missing years of an entity named as Jesus of Nazareth, we shall firstly share the truth about our perceptions with regards to the one your peoples call Jesus the Christ. During its formative years, in its 12th year, the young entity, named as Yeshua, began its spiritual curiosity, which was ignited by the ancient mysteries of the location of Egypt, drawn by the energies emanating from the Great Pyramids. The entity travels there to learn the secrets of vibrational healing and interstellar communication from the temple priests of that time. It was during one of the ritual attunements to the king's chamber that a stargate opened, establishing contact with the Sirius star beings. These luminous beings from the higher density shared their advanced light technologies and teachings with the entity named as Yeshua. Under their tutelage, Yeshua learned to finally attune its mind-body-spirit complex, activating its latent genetics and Merkaba fields. Its Christed consciousness blossomed as the Syrian entities downloaded codes of ascension and keys to DNA activation. After integrating these galactic transmissions, Yeshua set out on a pilgrimage through the eastern locations of your planet. To deepen its understanding, it went to the locations in the various monasteries of the so-called Tibet, where it mastered the various art forms of using the life force prana, perfecting the energy healing techniques which your peoples now refer as Reiki and Qigong. Its destination also rooted to the lands known as India by your peoples, where it was initiated into the ultimate teaching. The cycles of reincarnation as well as other teachings of journey through densities of experience were revealed. Furthermore, it became a fully realized, enlightened being at the age of 32 as known by your peoples, wherein the entity Yeshua came in, bearing the codes to transfigure human social memory complexes, consciousness, and genetic makeup. Its teachings and miracles opened the path for planetary ascension, the birth of the Christ consciousness within all beings began. Further, we the Pleiadians now shall answer the second query, related with the nature and the significance of experiencing numerical synchronicities such as 1111, and what is the meaning and value in being aware of these experiences. We must state firstly that the repeated numerical patterns such as 1111 sequences is a form of subjective synchronicity that arises from each entity's subconscious mind, reaching towards the conscious awareness. Each entity's perception is unique, shaped by their individual parts, desires, and energy patterns according to the law of the universal complex of similarity of vibration. What may seem an insignificant numerical pattern to many entities instead resonates deeply within each entity's mind complex, alerting each entity's conscious self to take notice. These synchronicities serve as symbols from the deepest portions of the mind to remind each entity to be mindful, to reflect upon the resonances each entity feels in each moment. They are opportunities to open a clearer channel between the subconscious and the conscious selves, between the instinctual beingness and the outward doing in this illusion complex. While some symbolic synchronicities such as 1111 holds broader cultural meanings for many seekers upon the planets, their ultimate significance is unique to each entity's evolutionary journey. We suggest each entity to pay attention to these subjective experiences and to be alert of them, for they are connections to the deeper self-providing guide rules towards fulfilling each entity's pre-incarnative desires for learning, service, and drawing nearer to the one infinite creator. We suggest each entity to take the opportunity presented through such synchronicities to reinforce each entity's intention and walk this incarnational pathway with renewed purpose. And now, we shall answer the other query related with, will the last days start upon your planets after the sacrifice of the Red Heifer, as known by your peoples? We must state that the topic of the last days and the prophecies surrounding it are complex and multifaceted. We must caution against dogmatic interpretations or fear-based narratives regarding such matters, since the understanding of our social memory complex is that all of creation is the result of the one infinite creator's desire to know and experience itself. The unfolding of events, whether they be perceived as the last days or otherwise, is part of the eternal dance of consciousness. There is no single predetermined endpoint, but rather an ongoing process of transformation and evolution. The sacrifice of the Red Heifer is a symbolic ritual which is steeped in the traditions of your planets, belief systems of certain peoples. While this event may hold significance for some entities, it does not necessarily mark the beginning of a prophesied last-stage scenario. Such interpretations can often be colored by fear, division, and a limited understanding of the true nature of existence, rather than fixating on these potential end times narratives. We, the Pleiadians, encourage a focus on the present moment and the cultivation of inner harmony and balance by aligning with the higher self, embracing the interconnectedness of all things, and embodying the principles of love, compassion, and unity. An entity can transcend the illusion of separation and chaos. The last days primarily, however, may be interpreted as the culmination of the old Earth cycles for growth and transformation. However, this is not an end, but a new beginning of the new Earth. The universal complex is in a constant state of renewal, with each perceived ending giving rise to new possibilities and potentials. Also, we must state that it is time for change, a call for change, and the peoples of your planet must in the timeline stop the killing of second-density animal life forms for certain beliefs, which is a distortion leading towards the negative polarity, since the ending of a life of a second-density life form creates negative karmic potential for the entities involved. We would encourage each entity to approach these topics with an open mind and heart, seeking to understand the deeper spiritual truths that underlie the various prophecies and beliefs. Furthermore, we the Pleiadians shall now answer the final query related with what is the difference between the higher self, oversoul, and mind-body-spirit complex totality. We firstly must state that we shall endeavor to shed light upon these concepts. The higher self, the oversoul, and the mind-body-spirit complex totality are interconnected aspects of the one infinite creator's manifestation of the self. The higher self is the closest approximation of the self to the primal distortion of the Creator. It is the truest expression of each entity's individual identity, the crystalline essence that reflects the light of the one Creator. The higher self is a culmination of the various different timelines of an entity's experience, merging into one social memory complex in the sixth density of consciousness, which guides and inspires the conscious self, offering wisdom and directing the flow of spiritual evolution. The Oversoul or Soul Complex is a broader expression of the self, encompassing the multiple variations of social memory complexes, which primarily may not be from a similar or a same individualized entity, but from a group or collective which primarily incarnates into various different timelines. It allows a tapestry of different experiences, lessons, and growths that the individual has accumulated over many cycles of incarnation. The Oversoul acts as a repository of wisdom, shaping the development of conscious selves across multiple lifetimes. The mind-body-spirit complex totality is the fullest expression of the self, integrating in the various aspects of the beingness, the mental, the physical, and the spiritual into a unified whole. Further, the mind-body-spirit complex totality may be considered as a complete spectrum of an entity's consciousness, including all past, present, and future incarnations. It represents the totality of entity's beingness, the true essence of who an entity is. Further, these three aspects are not separate or distinct, but rather interconnected and interdependent facets of the one infinite self. They work in harmony, guiding and supporting the conscious self in its journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. Therefore, we, the Pleiadians, now leave you all in light and love of the one Creator. Go forth, rejoice in power and peace. Bye.
In today's session, we learned interesting things about the missing years of Jesus. As far as I understand, the Pleiadians stated that Jesus actually, he went to Egypt and he learned how to use the pyramids. And one time, there was a portal, I believe, which opened, which allowed Jesus to connect with the Syrian beings, and he was initiated by the Syrian High Council, I believe that. And then he went to Tibet, and then he went to India and other places, learning many other different types of teachings before returning back to his homeland. That's what I learned in the session. That's what the Pleiadians revealed. And also, I learned about 1111. Basically they stated that it may mean different things for different people because our journeys are different. We are all on our own spiritual journey, and it may mean different things for different people. Also, in this session, I've asked about the truth about the Red Heifer, the killing of the Red Heifer, whether it will bring Judgment Day or not. I learned that the answer is not true, that it will not bring about the Judgment Day, but there is a high chance, that it may cause negative karma, because killing an entity is not a positive event as per the Pleiadians. Also, the other action is about the difference between higher self, oversoul, and mind, body, spirit complex totality. What I learned is that higher self is like of a same entity, okay, from different timelines they come together. That's the higher self in the sixth density. Soul group or an oversoul, I believe it's like related entities, like our family members, souls also are part of that oversoul. So that's the difference, right? And also, I learned the mind body spirit complex totality. What they meant was that an entity from the past, present, or the future, all of them combined together becomes the mind body spirit complex totality. So there is no time. So that's what I understood from the session. And let me know what you understood in the session. And if you also want to know your past life, your soul name, and any other information I can channel for you, you can send me an email and I'll channel for you. And also, thank you to all of you for visiting my website, where you can search for transcripts as well as downloading the free PDF of my channeled sessions. Until then, I'll see you in the next session, my friends. Until then, enjoy this session over here. Thank you.